Hello, everyone, and welcome to Singing. Hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Singing Tips. It's me, New York vocalist Benita Charles, and I am here again for another episode of Singing Tips. Last week I did a show with Preacher Man in a Revival, so we didn't have a Singing Tips last week. So I missed you guys. I hope you missed me. But I'm back again. Hello, Kevin. How are you? Thanks for joining me for Singing Tips. I'm New York vocalist Benita Charles, and every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional. Are you a singer? I hope I can. I'm in New York City. Where are you? How are you doing this evening? Where are you? Oh, thanks for sharing on Twitter. I really appreciate that. I'm here in New York City, and it's a wonderful evening. Where are you? It would be interesting to know. Doesn't look like that. It doesn't look. Oh, I'm in an indoor public space, so it's nice. They have a water fountain. Queens. Oh, so you're in New York City as well. You're in Queens. All right. Yeah, so it's a nice public space, and they have like a waterfall, and they have chairs and tables and trees. It's kind of cool. So yeah, so I'm here in New York City, 51st in Park Avenue area. Oh, thanks for inviting your followers. I really appreciate it. So let's get into the story here. This is Singing Tips. Every week I give beginner singers tips. Oh, so you know where it is. Yeah, it's a really cool space. So every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional. So far I've given 23 tips. We're on the 24th tips. So just to give you a little bit of background, I was inspired to do these singing tips for beginner singers, and there was a movie that inspired me, The Story of James Brown, Get On Up. Now that movie was phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. You gotta go on Netflix or somewhere and it was released in 2014, and it was such an awesome movie. I mean, the concert scenes alone is worth the movie. But there was a section in the movie, there was a gentleman played by, the gentleman who played James Brown was Chadwick Boseman, and Dan Aykroyd was his manager. Third Money, thanks for joining. How are you? Thanks for coming in to Singing Tips. We're talking about the movie Get On Up, the James Brown story. So in that movie, James Brown wanted to produce his own show and put up his own money and make his own money, and his manager said, this is show business. You take care of the show, I'll take care of the business. And James Brown said, no, I'm gonna do both. And that's exactly what he did. And that struck a chord with me, because I was like, you know what? All these years, I've only thought about the show part. I never thought about the business part, and that's where the money is the business part. You can't have the show part without the business, and you can't have the business part without the show. It goes together. So that's how I design these singing tips. We have a show part, and we're going to have a business part. Now, all of the tips that we've done so far is all about the show part. We talked about the first 10 tips was your talent. We talked about building your voice. We talked about, getting a voice teacher and honing your craft. And then we moved into live performance. So after you've honed your craft, now it's time to perform in front of an audience. So tips 11 through 20 was all about performing live. So now we are moving into writing your own songs, being a songwriter. So from tips 20 through 30, it's all about songwriting. So the first thing, I shared a story at the beginning of this section in tip number 21. When I first moved to New York back in 1997 or 96, I met a gentleman who changed my life. He put his CD in my hand, and he was from a group called All About Chad. Now that group is no longer together, but he handed me his CD and he said to me, Benita, you should write your own music. You should release your own music. At the time, I didn't think, it was a bit much for me. I didn't know what that meant. But years later, I did just that. I released my own CD. It's available on CD Baby and iTunes, called Moments in Love. And that was the best advice anyone ever gave me. And so it inspired me to do this whole section on songwriting. So we talked about, why it's important to write your own songs. In the last section, I talked about, we talked about what to write about. And then the last singing tip, we talked about song structure, like the framework of the song, like having the first verse, having the chorus, second verse, chorus, bridge, and then the end of the song. So I thought about this week, we'll talk about music and the lyrics, because that's the heart of the song. And I was inspired to write a song by something that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. There was a person that was very rude to me and just stepped out of line. And the worst part about it was I didn't check that person. And so after the conversation, I had a lot of anger. Oh, hello, 123 Yachi. Thanks for joining. We're talking about singing tip. This is Singing Tips. My name is Benita Charles. I'm in New York, and we're talking about the songwriting process. Now, so I was sharing this experience that happened to me. There was someone that was very rude to me and stepped at me the wrong way and just overstepped the boundaries, just asking one rude thing after another, and I didn't check that person. And after the conversation ended, I had so much anger because I felt like, how could that person have talked to me that way? But the worst part was, how could I have let that person talk to me that way? And I was just so angry. And after I got over the anger, I decided, hey, let's write a song. So the song is called No More. I'm not going to get into anything else about it because it's still a work in progress, and I'll share it with you later. But it's really shaping up. I started the first verse, I got the chorus already, and basically the title of the song, No More, that's pretty much the chorus, that's in the chorus. But it's a song about how I'm not going to allow that person or a person to overstep my boundaries and not go unchecked. And so that's basically what the song is, taking the power back, because I felt powerless. I felt like, wow, I felt a little violated, and I did not protect myself, or I did not stand up for myself. And so there was a lot of anger. And so, the song addresses that. The song addresses that part of it, and also the song addresses the fact that, hey, I'm taking my power back. So that's basically what that song's about. And usually when I write a song, now I'll have, like, I don't play an instrument, but I hear music in my head, and I am really good with melody. I got the chorus right away, No More. I started working on that. The first verse is starting to formulate. The first verse is that's your introduction to the song. That's like kind of like what the song is all about. Where is it going? So then I'll write a second verse, and with the second verse, it's more about, okay, a building step from the first verse. Okay, where are we going with this? And by the time we get to the bridge is all about connecting that first part of the song to the highlight of the song. So, I haven't gotten to that yet. And usually I like with the bridge, I usually like to make it different from the first part of the song. It's that. It just connects the two. It connects the high point of the song. And, so as we go along, I will share more of that song. But, it really inspired me because I'm like, no more. So getting into this whole singing tip this week, we're talking about music and lyrics. So I posed the question, what's more important? What's the most important part of the song? Is it the music, or is it the lyrics? I say both. You can't have a great song with not great lyrics or great music. The lyrics, it brings back memories. It inspires you. The music evokes emotion. And when you have both elements, you have the makings of a great song. So I shared a little bit of my process in terms of, how I get inspired. I get inspired by things in my life. I get inspired by things favorite topics, things I hear, things I see. But then in this situation with this song, it was an experience. It was something that happened to me that inspired me to say, no, I'm taking my power back, and that's not going to happen. So, and I'm sure there's someone out there that can identify with that. And I'm sure that will touch a nerve to someone. And that's what music is all about. And also I have, keep your lyrical idea in the same direction and make sure the music supports it. So I'm going to work with a producer. I have a producer that I work with. I'm going to sing the melody for him. I'm going to give him the song concept and sing the chorus for him. And he'll build the music around that. So that's my process, and I really, really enjoy that. I love being a music maker. I love making my own music, my own songs. Of course, I have my favorite cover songs I like, but there's nothing like writing your own songs. So if this inspired you, please let me know. If you're a songwriter, if you're a singer, let me know. I would love to hear your songs. My songs are available on iTunes. You can go to my website, benitacharles.com, and connect to my iTunes page. If you are interested in any of the other singing tips, please go to my Instagram account, which is bcmsings. Click on the bio, and it leads right to the Singing Tips blog. I also archive all of these shows on YouTube, so you can go to my YouTube channel. And let me know if this is helpful to you. I really enjoy this, and I'm hoping that I can inspire the singers to, write their own music and just put yourself out there. And I'm available for bookings if you're interested in, if you need a singer for your events. I have a trio, and I also have access to a full band. So you can call me at 212-802-9249. And I just want to inspire everyone to never give up on your dreams, even if you don't want to be a singer. Whatever it is you want to do in your life, never give up. And that's going to do it for me. And always remember, the gift that he gave us is for you to use. So you got to use it. Let it shine, yeah. Let your light shine, and keep writing, keep singing, keep producing, keep working, keep growing, keep learning, and never ever give up. And that's gonna do it for me, Benita Charles, here in New York City for Singing Tips. Join me next week. We're gonna talk about the makings of a hit song. I hope my song No More becomes a hit song, because I'm gonna bring it. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.